I really enjoy this campus. Watching birds or watching nature is super therapeutic. The best way to stay in the present. I have some sense of what we're trying to do here. One is, I think, to start looking at the change that we are all working towards as being systemic rather than just, working in silos. Also trying to acknowledge that some of this is possible only when we look at it as a system, and also understanding what systems of privilege, oppression are operating while we are trying to achieve this kind of change.
I always had tears whenever I had to introduce in my classroom that my parents are BD rollers back home. It is very common that someone coming from not so privileged background or from a social identity which is not accepted, which is often neglected or dismissed, will feel the shame.
As we've done work in these systemic settings, it has become so stark that these societal issues exist in our classrooms. It is critical that we shift these discriminatory systems so that our children can find who they are and discover themselves inside of education.
They don't want a girl to have freedom. They don't want a girl to have job. Even if she is educated, they want an highly educated housemaid.
I think Change the Script this year was definitely influenced by what is happening around us, especially in India today. There is an undertone of fear, there is an undertone of just an uncertainty. Change the Script needed to be a place where we could come and have this conversation.
And you feel like picking up the pace a little? As a young person, I feel powerless, unable to control my life. Being a girl is a barrier. No one is listening to us, our dreams. They just name us immature.
Usually the dominant race has designed their education system around meeting the needs of the children of the dominant race. So therefore what happens is anybody who is not from that particular race ends up suffering.
Awareness about the community you are in, the awareness about the plight of the women, awareness about the plight of the children. So that is social awareness. That is, I think, our education system is somehow not making the students aware about that.
We can't just say we will focus on empowering children with life skills and that will solve the problem. Simultaneously, we need to start recognizing how family environments and social norms within families are impacting children.
Providing equal education to all is not the solution, because when children come from early experiences of abuse, early experiences of adversity, they are not developing the way normal children are.
Equality is when you ensure that everybody has the same rights. And substantive equality means that you are taking care of the shackle of deficit, and therefore providing an extra support so that you can achieve equality.
The pressure, frustration, how internally wounded they are.
Whenever we say system, probably the understanding is that we are talking about government. But that is not the case. Government is part of the system. So system is a much wider concept that we need to actually understand, and we are part of the system.
Systems are incredibly important because they are the structure that we believe in. So we believe they carry weight.
Systems are made by people, and people make decisions about what should be the culture inside of the system. So if there is a system where the culture inside of it makes it possible only for certain types of people to succeed, then that's fundamentally a flawed system, and we need a counterculture.
It is not in the DNA, it is in the culture. So you can change or you can transform the DNA within no time. But to transform or to change the culture, it needs some innovative methods. People speak about annihilation of caste, break of caste, but before all this annihilation of caste, all the stuff, we have to annihilate the fear in the students.
मुझे अब डर लगता है जब अपने सपने को खोता हुआ देखता हूँ। मुझे अब डर लगता है जब हकीकत को जानता हूँ। जब चार दीवारें में खुद को पाता हूँ, मुझे डर लगता है। मैं खुद की दुनिया में जीना चाहता हूँ, खुद के सपनों के साथ जीना चाहता हूँ।
You would expect that a child who belongs to a lower caste or a lower class would end up in jobs or would end up in places where the cycle is perpetuated. But change the script means just that the past does not have to define the future.
This culture, the fear is in the script. So if you change that script, ultimately you can break the fear.
It is definitely difficult to get together people and make them talk about their social identities. But I think that is the only way you can sensitize people. When you really listen to people who have those lived experiences of trauma, of discrimination, your ability to empathize will be much more higher than you reading from a textbook.
Change the script this time was a much broader conversation, and the hope was that education reform is seen as change of society.
So the role of CTS has been to bring different ecosystem players into a single space where we can learn to deepen the understanding of the complex challenges that young people are facing, not just focus on program-based solutions or technical solutions, but really start working on how our work is creating mindset shift.
The organizations like Dream a Dream or Pratham, they are really working in the field. They have very good surveys, they are studying, and they are coming out with some good solutions also. Government should be open, and government is open to the collaborations.
Can education reform, can youth work be framed inside the conversation of dignity and equity? So that is an exciting new area for us, and we are really excited to explore how that can happen, starting with changing it inside of ourselves.
You can change all the structural pieces of a system, you can rewrite the syllabus, you can change your organisation, you can change the principle, you can change your government, you can change everything. But until you've done the work on yourself as an individual, nothing will change.
All of us are changing, and as the systems inside all of us, whether you're an adult or a young person, changes, the whole ecosystem changes.
Moving at the speed of trust, we listen deeply, stepping back, seeking support, leaving nothing that we cannot talk about. Creating a collective consciousness. In the pursuit of happiness, I have found a tribe, perhaps my tribe.